Hi, my name is Lynn Thompson. I'm the president of Cold Steel Incorporated and the chief instructor of our knife fighting training program. Over the last 10 years, I've spent an enormous amount of time sparring with my training partners in order to develop a method of fighting where we can cut and stab our opponent without being injured in the process. In the following instruction, I'm going to cover our basic long-range knife fighting program, but before we get started, I want to cover the following. The first is the three ranges a knife fight can occur in. Second are the types of knives you may find in the hands of an opponent and their advantages and disadvantages. Third is why your fighting knife must be both strong and sharp. Fourth is what your actual goal should be in a knife fight. And following this, we will go into a discussion of how to grip the fighting knife. There's a number of different grips that you can use. In this volume, we're going to concentrate on footwork. The first thing I'm going to teach you is our basic on-guard fighting stance. Then I'm going to cover the mistakes a lot of people make when they try to assume this stance. And then we're going to go into actual footwork drills and techniques that will help develop you into a superior knife fighter. Remember, there are no great knife fighters that don't have great footwork. In this third volume, I want to teach you how to use the point and edge of your fighting knife so that you can take maximum advantage of it when you're actually in the street and happen to use your blade. The first thing I'm going to start with is the point itself, and I'm going to teach you how to rake with it, then how to use the speed jab, the straight thrust, the power thrust, and the épée thrust. And then I'm going to conclude this section with how to use your point in elliptical, looping, or circular stabbing motions. Then I'm going to go on to teaching you how to use the edge. The first thing we're going to start with is the slash, then the cut, then the chop, then the hack, then the snap cut, then the vertical whip, and finally conclude this with sawing, which is seldom taught. Then I'm going to go into the 12 angles of attack, how you can recognize these angles and how to use them both offensively and defensively. In this fourth volume, I want to concentrate on defense. The first thing we're going to teach is defensive footwork. Then we're going to teach how to use your knife to counter slash and stop your opponent's blows. Then I'm going to teach you how to avoid cuts and slashes at your knife hand. And then I'm going to go into using your empty hand or a live hand defensively. And finally, I'm going to finish with the study of my, which is the study of judging distance. In Volume 5, we're going to concentrate on offense. The first thing I'm going to teach you is how to recognize the many openings your opponent's going to give you in his stance and his fighting method. Then we're going to move into how to create openings yourself, what you can do to make an opening or an opportunity in your opponent's defense so that you can land a telling attack. And finally, we're going to go into strategy, some of our basic fighting strategies that we want you to employ as a long-range knife fighter. In Volume 6, our final volume, the first thing we're going to do is go through quite a number of different training drills that will build the aptitudes you need to start sparring with a partner. Then I'm going to go into actual sparring drills that you can practice with your training partner to improve your overall knife fighting ability. So let's start training.